Hi everyone, how y'all doing? Welcome to Boomy Reactions, and I am Boomy. Hello. And yeah, today we're gonna carry on my little experiment of reacting to some American-based content. And yeah, today I'm gonna be reacting to 5 culture shocks when living in America as an Australian migrant, I think the video is entitled. So yeah, it's always fun to see how our friends across the pond are living in glamorous US of A. So let's just jump in. Let's give it a watch. Let's go.
As you may know, I recently moved to America from Australia to become a Division 1 athlete in track and field and cross country. And as much as I'm having a great time here, there definitely is some culture shocks. I've been writing them down since I've been here, but I thought we could go through them because some of them are crazy. They would send Australians into a coma. They sent me into a frenzy. If there's any on here that I haven't covered or you want to know about, let me know in the comments and I'll try to answer them. Maybe I can do another video. But without further ado,
How goddamn cute is her accent? I love it. I love the Australian accent. I think she's adorable. I love your accent, girl.
let's get into it. All right.
Let's get into it.
Everything is plastic. Let me show you. The cutlery, yeah. You would not find that in Australia. Everything is like bamboo, cardboard, plastic straws. They're still a thing here. When you go to the grocery store, you still get plastic bags. There's none of like the paper ones where everything falls out. Aside from the environmental concerns, and I understand like the plastic's not good for the ocean, the turtles, whatever, I much prefer plastic personally. I feel like I'd much rather eat my food with a plastic fork than like a paper one. I don't know, it just feels better on the mouth. In Australia, I'm pretty much certain it's illegal to have plastic cutlery or like plastic straws served. But yeah, it's fine here. Next.
Okay, that's kind of weird. So like over here we got rid of plastic bags like a while ago now. Or if you do use plastic bags, they're normally biodegradable or paper. Paper ones are still okay. They're a bit naff, especially with the amount that it rains here. So they normally kind of just disintegrate by the time you got to the car with your shopping. But yeah, I get it. I get the convenience of the plastic bags, but like we still use them over here, but we have to pay for them, and they're getting more and more expensive. I think the last time I checked, like the other day, I think I was charged for the bag, and then a charge to be charged for the bag. So I think in total it came to about 15 pence. And in fact, that was for a paper bag. So I was even charged 15 pence, which I don't know what is that in cents. For our American viewers, I can't convert it. I don't know. Um, but yeah, I understand that they're a lot more convenient, but I think for the sake of recycling and being more conscientious about, you know, our our footprints and being kinder to the planet and such, it's a small price I think that I'm prepared to pay. It doesn't bother me too much, although plastic cutlery, like I don't know, when was the last time I had to use someone else's cutlery over here? Like, I suppose if you're buying like a little lunch type thing, like a meal deal type thing on your lunch, I suppose it comes with a little fork. And it's been a while since I've had one. Would it be a wooden one? Like she said bamboo. But that's like having a little wooden fork, isn't it? That's not too bad. Or a plastic one. I don't think I've had a plastic one for a while. I think they are like generally made of like maybe a reinforced card paper type thing, or like a wood. I don't know. I get it. I get it.
Have plastic cutlery or like plastic straws served. But yeah, it's fine here. Next one is the road rules. I just thought every country had strict road rules, but it seems to be it's only really in Australia. There is very minimal red light cameras. There is like no speeding cameras. I never see police out doing like you know how they do like the speed checks on the side of the road? Never seen that.
Really?
And people drive on their phones. And I know that happens back home in
Ooh.
Australia. Like people are like under the dashboard doing their phone. But people
That's a
literally
no.
just sit at the lights like having a scroll. And that's because there's no cameras at the stoplights. I mean, I don't really have anything against like all the speeding cameras and stuff at home because I think it makes it more safe. But all my American friends were so shocked when I was like, where are the lights? Like why are there no speeding cameras on these?
Like literally, every other main route road over here, I suppose, has like average speed checks. And I understand it. I get it. It makes the road safer. It does. No one likes a speeding fine, but you know, and we're all guilty of it from time to time. You'll, you know, speed unintentionally or intentionally. I don't know. But it is for sure. It's irritating, and you do very often see. It must be similar to Australia because it's a frequent sight to see a marked police van with the little inbuilt camera in with a little window, or maybe it's just some a policeman like on the side of the road in a police car with the I don't know what you call it, like the gun. Yeah, so that's more relaxed in America, I suppose. Is it maybe to do with the idea that you guys have got so much more space to cover from your enforcers? Like more roads? I don't know. Like I'd like to see the statistics actually. Do you guys have more road accidents per so many people? Or I don't know. But yeah, okay. So yeah, I think UK and Australia must be of a very similar mind with the road safety. But guys, no. Like scrolling on your phone, like okay, it's bad to be on your phone because you've only got one hand and you know you have got less attention that you're paying to the road. But come on, you don't need to be scrolling at the lights. It's dangerous. No, shame.
Friends were so shocked when I was like, where are the lights? Like, why are there no
Lights.
speeding cameras on these things? They're like, what do you mean? We don't really have those. I'm like, oh, okay. You dead set can't drive a K without seeing a camera in Australia. Oh, this is another thing. Instead of give way, they say yielding. So you know when you like see the lights and you like give way to pedestrians or whatever? They
Yeah.
yield. They call it yielding.
What? I yield to you. That actually sounds more British than the actual thing that they say on British and Australian roads. I yield to you, good sir. That sounds like something that we would say. That tickle me.
And you like give way to pedestrians or whatever, they yield. They call it yielding.
I
My
yield.
third one, I low-key did know, and I feel like it's a common thing when people think of America. Everything's bigger and there's more of everything. But
Yeah.
when you go into the supermarket, there is so many options. I cannot even describe it. The cereal aisle, what? Half of it isn't even cereal. There's no way you could be eating that for breakfast. And like Oreos, why do we need 25 different flavors of Oreos? I went in the
love
other day
Oreos.
and there was Post Malone flavored Oreos.
What?
What is Post Malone's flavor?
What the hell flavor is that? Really? No, okay, I'm gonna make a guess. What would that flavor be? That Post Malone flavored Oreos. I don't know. Like that's so batshit crazy. That's so weird. I wouldn't even know where to even begin guessing. Um, I'm gonna guess it's like a really weird flavor. I don't know. Like a fudgy. I don't know why. I don't know what that is.
Day, and there was Post Malone flavored Oreos. What is Post Malone's flavor?
Why didn't you find out?
Actually, let me find it. I'll show you what it looks like. Okay, like describe that to me. There's also
S'mores,
lemon
like
Oreos,
marshmallow?
huh? And this is
Yeah.
one that I love is yogurts. So many flavors of yogurts. I've tried tiramisu, strawberry cheesecake, which actually slaps, banana pudding. Oh, we need that back home. It is.
So like yogurt, that's yogurt, right? Is that what we would call a yogurt? A Greek yogurt dessert? I don't know how you describe a yogurt. What's a yogurt? They've got to be the same thing, right? A tiramisu flavored yogurt. That sounds good. That just sounds like a Muller Fruit Corner special edition flavour. I'd eat that. That sounds nice.
Cheesecake, which actually slaps, banana pudding. Oh, we need that back home. It is low-key though, overwhelming. How many options there are. You go in and it's like, whoa, like it's so different. I also forgot how much our brains are programmed to the things that we're used to. So like, you know, when you go into your local like grocery store, like Coles or Woolies for me, I know where certain things are in the aisles. I have no idea here. I'm literally walking around like a headless chook. Number 4.
Yeah, but that can happen, like, you know, if you go into a different Aldi that you're not used to going in, and then they've done something weird, like they've put the bread bit as soon as you go in, and then they've put the fruit and vegetables like at the back of the shop. It's weird, but like I don't think that's a I don't think that's a USA thing. I think that's just one supermarket to another thing.
I have no idea here. I'm literally walking around like a headless chook. Number 4, sticking on the foodie sort of trend, is obviously there's a lot of fast food in America, but the fast food to small business ratio, so different. Back home, most of the stores, especially like around where I live, were all small businesses. And you know, it's normal to like support local. There's just so many chains here. And I think it is something they struggle with because all the massive chains, the residents are just used to, so they outcompete the small businesses and then they can't survive. I do want to preface by saying there is still restaurants and cafes that aren't like Dairy Queen or McDonald's, but I've just noticed that there's a lot fewer than there is in Australia. I also think that comes from the culture in Australia. People want to support local. I don't know. All right, my last one is
just before she moves on to number 5, I don't know. Whereabouts in America has this girl moved to? Because I think that could be different region by region. So I was always under the impression, but again, this is very heavily influenced by TV. But I was always under the impression that the likes of kind of California, San Francisco kind of regions, they were far more interested in supporting smaller local businesses. You know, we kind of perceive San Francisco to be quite hipstery, quite modern. So surely the small businesses outweigh the chains. But then again, there are parts of England where you will go to, and especially if they're quite, not so much touristy, but if they're very built up, like in the city, you will find significantly more chains. But that's actually, yeah, I'd probably say they do outweigh the smaller businesses, but it depends where you go. You know, and even in the same city, you can have one region to another region, like one part of the city to another, and you'll see more chains, and like maybe it's more the suburbs I'm thinking of that you'd see more smaller little businesses. It's interesting anyway.
People want to support local. I don't know. All right, my last one is self-explanatory, but it's still a major culture shock. The tipping. You do not tip in Australia. That's not a normal thing. If you do, it's probably because you like walk past a guy that like plays a guitar and you like chuck them a few coins. I've also kind of really struggled. I never know how much to tip or where to tip. If you go to a store like Nike and they help you and they're really lovely, I feel like I should be tipping them, but everyone's like, no, you don't. The general rule of thumb I've learned is about like 20%, like 15 to 20% at restaurants and cafes. And the way they 20%. Do it is you order your food and then they come over at the end with a bill. It's got the price and then you write the tip and they take it like off the card. It's just so confusing. I would much rather just pay extra for the food and not have to tip so it doesn't like blow the lines. It's to do kind of with the wages. There's like a lower minimum wage in America than there is in Australia. So to compensate, you like tip. Why don't we just push up the wages? If only it was that easy for them. I'm sure there's a lot of political side to that. I know I said I was doing 5, but here's a few extra for the funsies.
Yes.
They call a chicken burger a chicken sandwich. It's not a sandwich. It's literally got a bun. It's a burger. You can buy medication at the supermarket or like in the Target. Oh, the Targets are a bloody culture shock. They're awesome. And I wish our Targets in Australia were like how they are here in America. And the last one is coffee. I'm not a coffee drinker. However, I can tell a good coffee from a bad one. A lot of the internationals on our team here say that the coffee beans taste like they're burnt. They also use creamer, which is like a sweet milk.
I'm going to have to stop it because I think this list of 5 things has very quickly become 9 or 10. Creamer. What's creamer? What is creamer? Is that like, is that the whitener? You know, the whitener powder that we sometimes put in coffees? I imagine it's like a powdered milk. I don't use it anyway. Is that to do with the climate in America? Like, because over here, you know, because it's just cold and raining most of the time, and we barely see anything above 20 degrees Celsius. That's summer. That heat wave. So maybe it's, I don't know, is it easier for milk and cream to be kept over here? Then again, we all have fridges. I don't know about that one. So the tipping one, I don't know how I feel about that. Normally, like traditionally over here, we don't really, we never used to tip, and now it's becoming a much more common thing, but only really in the restaurant, in the food industry, in restaurants, and not, I wouldn't even say in retail, because it is just specific to cafes and restaurants. And I think we've jumped on the bandwagon and we've started copying the USA. Now, the problem is, though, is that the staff that you'll be tipping do receive a minimum wage, which is, I mean, I'm not going to go as far as saying minimum wage is fantastic. It is not, but it's no different from what the pay rate will be in a lot of other places. So it's quite a standard rate of pay. I am not by any means saying that these people that host and serve you this food do not deserve tips. I'm definitely not saying that. I'm sure there are absolutely fantastic people that work in the food industry. But it does very much seem to be something that we've kind of all of a sudden over the last, 30 years or so maybe, have kind of become accustomed to. But it is only restaurants. It's not really anywhere else. That's a weird one. But it's like she said, if their rate of pay isn't good at all and you rely on tips, and if it is relatively inexpensive to eat out over there anyway, the problem is over here is that it's expensive. Full stop. It's expensive to eat out. It doesn't matter where you're going. I mean, you can go to a chain, you can go to like an independent, nice, authentic restaurant, and I don't think the price would reflect the difference in quality too much. So, don't know how I feel about that one. I don't think it's as straightforward over here because socioeconomic factors and whatnot. So yeah, that is a different thing, isn't it? I can't remember what else she said. I'm gonna go back and rewind. What was the last few?
The coffee beans taste like they're burnt. They also use creamer, which is like a sweet milk.
Okay.
But those are my culture shocks since moving to America from Australia. This is in no way, shape, or form slandering America. I love it here. It's awesome. Australia will always be home. I biasly think it's the best country in the world. But I'm so grateful for the opportunity to live here in America. And I wouldn't change it for the world. Let me know if you have any questions or videos that you want to see. Pop it in the comments below. If you could like and subscribe, that'd mean the absolute world. And I will see you in my next one. Bye!
Oh, I'm a big fan of hers already. She's adorable. Let me watch the next one. Coffee beans. I'm a serious coffee kind of girl. That'd be a tough one. But saying that, I don't think our quality of coffee over here is generally very good. So you guys, geographically speaking, surely you're closer to the better coffee. You got all those like I can't remember the brands of them now. I did used to work in a coffee place. I should know these. I'm not going to name the coffee place. So I should remember what these types of coffee bean are. But there we go. Sumatra blend. Blah 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 blah. All that. So you guys are closer to that. So surely your coffee should taste better. I'd think so. Although saying that, Italian coffee, French coffee, we are closer to them. So maybe it's swings and roundabouts. That's fun. I had a great time reacting to that video. Let me know what you think, guys. Drop me a comment. What are some other differences that y'all have found if you've holidayed in America or if you've moved over there recently? Let me know. I can't think off the top of my head what I could imagine any kind of culture shock things would be. The tipping one would definitely be one. Driving, actually, I imagine would be very, very different. But I think that might just be the change in the position of the road. And we have roundabouts. I don't know. Anyway, thank you very much for watching my reaction today, and I'll catch you in the next video.